Hi guys, welcome to this video on setting up our Sports Hunt Android Multipurpose News App. So this video is only for the people who have purchased my Sports Hunt Android News App, which is completely based on the Firebase Firestore and also the Firebase cloud functions. Okay, so if you have purchased it, then you can watch this video on setting up the project in Android Studio and setting up the other things in Android Studio and some other IDEs. And if you haven't purchased it, then you can actually purchase with the link in the description below this video, and you can also try the demo version before you're purchasing. And for those people who have purchased and to the people who are interested to purchase, I just want to say that this app will receive continuous updates in the coming days or weeks, or at least in months. Okay, so to get started, you will be getting a file like this after you purchasing the source code, and once you open that, you will receive the file. And now I'm using the WinRAR to open the zip file. Now open this file and you will see the source code, and open that, and there is another zip file which is version 1, and simply you have to just copy or just drag this folder to here into the desktop, and that's it. Now you can just simply leave everything alone, just close the file, close. Okay, now as you guys can see, I have created a folder called News App, and inside that I have my app icon. Pretty neat, no chance of doubt. I'm moving this into this part. Now we have to focus in this thing and also in this thing. Okay, so what we do next is that we just move it to here so that we can simply arrange it. Now open the Android Studio, and now what we need to do is that we have to click on the second option, which is to open existing Android Studio project. And now just go to your desktop and go to News App, and there we go, we have this Sports Hunt. Just click that. You can also expand it if you want, no problem, but don't select this app. It will be only opening this app in the Android Studio. So instead we have to open the full files, which is the Sports Hunt. Then click on this OK. Now we have to wait until the build process get complete, so I'm just going to skip this part. Okay, so as you guys can see, the Gradle build only take 1 minute then 14 seconds, so which is pretty much great. Now once you have importer, you can see if you get any kind of errors, then do let me know. And before that, you can just try to update the SDK to get error-free experience. Now once you do, you have to go to the app folder, and the first step is to change the app name. So go to the res, then go to values. Now you have to open the strings. Now in the strings you can see, just here you can see which is the app name, and next to that we have the Sports Hunt, which you can change into anything as you wish. So for example, I'm just going to change it into super or else my news app. Okay, you can also change this into my news app, and that's it. Once you do, you can check other places where we actually use the Sports Hunt, and to find that easily you can simply use Ctrl F on the keyboard or Command F in the Mac keyboard, and now you can simply search for sports. Now there is no sports, so that means there is no more changes need to be added. Now once that done, we have to add the package name. So the package name changing is the next process. So you can see, just going to the Java folder, I'm just going to close this thing. Now as you guys can see, we have the com.sportshunt.app, which we need to change into our own name. So what you need to do is that just go to this settings icon, then uncheck the hide empty middle packages, and this way we can just split everything into different folders. So if you want to change the com, just right click on that, and now go to the refactor and select the rename. Now click on the rename current and you can change the com into different one. So in my case, I don't want to change the com. Instead, I want to change this sports hunt. So right click, then refactor, click on the rename. Now I want to change it into news app or my news app. So my news app, and be sure that there is no spaces in the between the package names. So do that and click the refactor, and once you do, just click on the do refactor. Okay, so as you guys can see, now it is my news app, and if you want to change this app into different one, just go to refactor, click on the rename package, then my app, the app into different one, something like pro or free, maybe free. Just click on the refactor again. Now we need to click on the do refactor and wait for a second. Okay, so once that done, what we need is that finally we have to change the package name in one more place. And when you go to when you go to this manifest, you see it is automatically changed, and in case if it is not changed, then you have to manually do that. And within this time we can just go and check this thing, which will rearrange it into a single folder. And now we have to change the package name in one more place, which is this app level Gradle file. Open that and you can see here is the application ID, which we need to change into the new one, which is com.mynewsapp.free. and finally you have to click on the sync now, and hopefully this time you will be getting a single error, which is to change the package name in the Firestore file, the Firebase project file, which we have added inside the app folder. So the next step is to change that file into your own Firebase project file. So to do that, you have to just minimize the Android Studio, then open your browser and go to console.firebase.com.google.com, and once you do, you have to go, and in case if you haven't signed in, then you have to sign in. And once you do that, you will have to click on the add project, which will bring up this window. And now nicely give your name of your project, which is my news app. Okay, so you don't have to play with this project ID, you can simply leave that, and in case if you want, you can change it into your own country. Okay, now uncheck all these things and click on the continue and simply create the project, and this thing will take around 5 to 15 seconds, so you can wait until that. Okay, now what we need to do is simply click on the continue, and hopefully it will take us into this page, and in which we have to simply click on this Android. Now we can give the package name, and for even more security we can simply just copy the same thing from here, and this way we will not get any kind of errors. And my news app, pretty simple. And now as we have the login feature in our application, we have to give the signing certificate, which is highly recommended. And as you guys can see, we got single error, which is that the package name is not found in the Google Firebase project file. So we can simply fix that right now. So I'm just going to hide this thing, and now we need to collect the certificate ID. So to do that, it is very simple. Just go to the Gradle, and now we have to refresh it, and doing this may help you get some other files if you haven't seen this thing. And once that's done, you have to just click on this app folder, then go to your Android, and inside that there is the signing report. Open that, double click on that, and it will help you to get this thing. And if you just scroll up, you will see this key. And if you can't see that, in case if it is something like let me show you that. Where is that thing? Yeah, sometimes I guess that you will be getting it something into this form. In that case, what you need to do is simply click on this this icon, and if it will bring you this thing. So just copy the SHA1 key and go to here, paste it here. As you can see, it is optionable. It is great if you could able to add it. Then click on the register app. Now you have to download this Google service JSON file and add it inside the app folder. So just click on the download. Now we have the file downloaded. Just open that file. Now we have it here, and what we need to do is that we have to just right click, copy that file, and we can just go to our Android Studio and go to change this Android into project, and this way we'll be getting it in as we have seen in the Windows Explorer. Now open the app folder, and you have to replace this one, which is the default one that you get with this project. So just double click on that and you can paste it here, or else you can simply click on the app folder, then press Ctrl V on the keyboard, which will bring this into if you want to copy that into this app folder, then click on the OK. And as we already have that file, it will say that do you want to override, then simply click on the override. Now we have it, simply that's it. Now just close the Gradle, close that file, and just go to build. Before that we have to change it into this, also this into this. Okay, so you can also add the Google service file directly from your Explorer. Just go to your Sports Hunt, then go to app folder, and hopefully you can simply replace it with the one that you have downloaded from the Firebase console. Now once you do, you can simply close that file, and finally we have to just rebuild the project so that we can clear the caches and set up all the things again, which is highly recommended. Okay, so by the way, we have completed this part, and now we have almost set up everything. Now one thing is remaining, and that is to add the icon of the application. So which you can see, I have the app icon, and let me show you its properties. Now this is a simple icon that I have designed right now, which is 512 into 512 as the dimension, and 32-bit resolution. Not resolution, any kind of thing. Okay, that doesn't matter. You can simply use JPG or JPEG or the PNG form of image, which you can, at least I suggest you to have a 512 as the dimension, otherwise your image will be messy in color correction. And once you do have one image designer or downloader from the internet, make sure you don't have the copyright issue while downloading from the internet. Anyway, once you have the icon, what you need to do is that you can simply go to Android Studio. Okay, so it's still building. Now let's expand everything. Okay, now what we need to do in order to add the icon into this Android app is that just simply right click anywhere, anywhere you want. If you want to right click here, if you want to right click on this specific file, no matter, you can simply right click anywhere. In this case I just want to right click on the rest folder, which is highly recommended. And what you need to do is that the core or the base is simply here. Just go to new and go to this image assets. This is what you need to open in order to change the Android app icon. And once you are here, make sure that you are in the launcher icon, adaptive and legacy, because you need the adaptive and legacy for the Android version, I guess, Android Marshmallow and AI version, because this thing actually add icon in several places inside the Android launcher. So make sure that you have chosen the adaptive and legacy, and don't change this thing because it may cause some errors in your project. So once that's done, you have to simply go and click on the image. In case if it is in the clipart or text or something like that, you can also add your own text. It's not an issue. You can add something like this, or you can add yes or something like that. You can also add the icons instead of the manual designed icons. I mean, you can set this, or else finally you can also use the image which you can browse, and we have that in our app icon inside the news folder. Now opening that, and as you guys can see, it is not in the right form, so what we need is to resize the thing. Okay, so resize it as it fit the guideline. Now just go to the background layer, then select the color, and you can simply just select the color as the background color. Okay, so it's all about your logic, and yeah, it's the logic that you have. Now you have to just click on the legacy and change the square into circle in case if you have a circle icon with you, and this into circle, and that's it. Now what you need to do is that simply click on the next, and you will be getting some errors like this, blah blah blah. Just click on the finish, and hopefully you will be getting your icon set up. Okay, now we have completed the project part. Now let's go back to our browser, and we have this thing downloaded, and we have also added that, and just go to the close. Now click on the next. We have already added this thing into our Android application, so you don't have to worry about that, because I already worried about that and hopefully added that thing. So now you can just scroll down, click on the next, and just skip. You can see it is really smaller. I guess they have used the small in the style of the text view. Anyway, just click on this, skip this step, blam. This is the window that we got next. Now what we need to do is that we have to set up two things. One is the authentication. So as we have discussed, we have the authentication in our application. So just click on the setup method, and now we have the email and password authentication. So just enable it. You don't have to enable this thing. Just click on the save, and now just go to the anonymous. We have the guest user login in our application, so we have to enable that thing, and just click on the save. And now what you need to do is that you can just go to your database, and hopefully we are using the latest one, which is the Firestore, which is not the real-time database. It is Firestore, which is even more advanced level of database. Now we have to click on the create database. Now what we need to do is that we have to just change this into the start in locker mode, which is highly recommended and which is highly required in our case, because we do have the login feature, and therefore we have to allow the logged in users to open and read and write the database. Okay, so just click on this locker mode and click enable. And now setting up the security rules, you don't have to worry about that. It just security rule, and there is no any kind of credential that you have to provide. Pretty much simple. And hopefully now we are in our database, which is, just close that thing. Yeah. Now we are in the database. Let's go to the rules, and we have to make a little bit changes. So once you are in this page, what you need to do is that we have to just remove that thing and paste it here, which is the allow read write if request auth not equal to null, which means that allow the database reading and database writing only if the user is authenticated with his username or password, or at least with his guest ID. So that way we can resist the external attack. Now once you do that, you can also find this in the video description. So once you have added that, just click on the publish, and this way your changes will be published within a couple minutes. Now it is published. Just go to the database once again. This time you have to just change this into real-time database. Click on the rules. Okay, now what you need to do is simply change this false into true in both case. So like we have done in the Firestore case, we can also check if the user is logged in, but in this case, which is not that required. So we can just change the false into true and click on the publish, and that's it. Okay, now you have to give one more permission, that is to go to the storage, and now click on the get started and simply click on the OK or got it or something like that. Now just got it, and it will add that into our permission. And if we just go to the roles, now let's go to the roles, and now we are in the roles and it's loading, and as you guys can see, now it is added as not equal to null. So it will this way we can give the permission for the storage to actually allow adding data. So in the next video we'll be going to add the push notification, which is automated, and it is done through the Firebase cloud function, which is written in JavaScript. And to be frank, you don't have to have any kind of knowledge in JavaScript. You can simply just do what I'm just going to do, and of course that's enough. So see you guys in that video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.